fun begins.
Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you the best build I managed to create for Monaco. It's a full glass cannon build that can one-shot all enemies during your first turn. The build focuses on Monaco and his Sakapatate fire skill, which deals extreme damage to all enemies in 3 hits. This skill is his highest damaging skill and it synergizes well with the Joyaro weapon. For the other party members, we are using Sciel and Verso as support units that can boost the damage of Monaco with various buffs and increase the damage taken by the enemy with various debuffs. In order to make the build work perfectly, especially for New Game Plus, you will need to obtain a lot of damage increase pictos in order to reach 90+ million damage. For your first playthrough, if you can reach 50 million damage, it should be enough. One key element for this build is your party order. You want to make sure Sciel goes first, Verso goes second and Monaco goes last. You also need to ensure that Sciel takes her turn 2 times while the enemy is still stunned, so that Monaco can stack up more damage using the Joyaro weapon. We can achieve this by applying a greater rush on our party and greater slow on all enemies. You will have to equip Sciel with the shortcut or revive paradox pictos to force her to play immediately after getting revived, since she can't use first strike when dying. In order to control your party order for Verso and Monaco, go to the party selection screen and make sure you remove Monaco and Verso from the party and then add them back in the particular order that you want them to play in. You have to add Verso first and Monaco last. Their speed stat will only matter after the first turn is over, so make sure Sciel has higher speed than Monaco and Verso. Let's take a look at each character and see what weapon, pictos and skill they have equipped. Starting off with Monaco, which will be the main character in this build. When it comes to the weapon, the best one is Joyaro, simply because it allows us to stack damage increase for each consecutive turn without taking damage. For this reason, we want to ensure Monaco does his one-shot skill on his 3rd turn, not his first one. This weapon also makes us start the battle in Almighty Mask, which is the mask we need to be in order to boost the damage of our Sakapatate fire skill. For his 3 equipped pictos, use whatever you have available, just to make sure he has 100% critical rate and lower speed than Sciel. When it comes to skills, the only one you need is Sakapatate fire, which is our AoE one-shot skill. You can unlock this skill by completing Trial 7 Stage 3 of the Endless Tower. When it comes to attributes, since we are using the Joyaro weapon, we want to max out defense, agility and might. For his active Lumina, you want the following: at Death's Door, Augmented Strike, Auto Death, Burn Affinity, Cheater, Confident Fighter, First Offensive, First Strike, Glass Cannon, Greater Powerful, Immaculate, In Medias Res, Inverted Affinity, Painted Power, Powered Attack, Powerful Shield, SOS Power, Shield Affinity, Solidifying, Stay Marked, Stun Boost, Survivor, Tainted, Teamwork and Warming Up. That's a total of 249 Lumina points required, which is quite high, but you can reduce that cost by 40 by equipping the cheater pictos instead of its Lumina. Once you have all the pictos above, you can equip Roulette for even more damage potential. Moving on to Verso, which is our key support character. His main role is to break enemies and apply stun, mark, greater defenseless and greater slow, which will increase our damage by 110%. For the weapon, you want to use Verso because it allows you to apply the bonus damage from your perfection rank to your allies at half value. Pairing this with the overload skill, which puts us at rank A instantly, we can apply a good damage buff to Monaco on our first turn. When it comes to the 3 equipped pictos, use whatever you want, just make sure he has lower speed than Sciel. When it comes to skills, there are 2 that you absolutely need for this build. These are Overload and Radiant Slash. Overload is a skill that puts us at perfection rank A instantly, which has a perfect synergy with our Verso weapon, because it immediately grants a good damage buff to Monaco on his first turn. Radiant Slash is the skill that we will be using to break all enemies and apply stun, mark and defenseless. When it comes to his attributes, they are pretty much irrelevant, but if you want to have some damage on him, max out Vitality, Agility and Might. For his active Lumina, you need the following: Cheater, Double Mark, Exposing Break, First Strike, Greater Defenseless, Greater Slow, Marking Break, Painted Power and Slowing Break. That's a total of 65 Lumina points required. If you have leftover Lumina points, feel free to add any damage increase Lumina you want. Moving on to Sciel, which is our second supporting character. Her main role is to double Monaco's damage by using her Fortune's Fury skill. Her secondary role is to die and revive, applying burn and maximum break bar to all enemies, giving max AP to all allies and giving a lot of shields to Monaco for increased damage. For the weapon, the best one you can use is Litesan. It applies greater slow to all enemies whenever you use the Fortune's Fury skill and greater rush to all allies when using any moon skill, in this case Dark Cleansing. Having greater slow on enemies all the time and greater rush on all allies all the time can make you take a lot of extra turns while the enemy is still stunned. When it comes to the 3 equipped Pictos, they are completely irrelevant, just use whatever you can to ensure she has the highest speed in the party. When it comes to skills, there are 3 that you absolutely need. These are Fortune's Fury, Dark Cleansing and Intervention. Fortune's Fury is the skill we are using to double Monaco's damage on his second turn, allowing him to one-shot all enemies. Dark Cleansing is the skill we are using on Sciel's first turn, just to apply greater rush to the entire team. Intervention is the skill we are using immediately after Fortune's Fury to make Monaco play immediately. For her attributes, they are pretty much irrelevant, just make sure to max out agility for more speed. When it comes to her active Lumina, you want the following: Auto Death, Breaking Death, Burning Death, Cheater or Faster Than Strong, Energizing Death, Energizing Start, Energizing Turn, Painted Power, Second Chance, Shielding Death, Shortcut or Revive Paradox. That's a total of 111 Lumina points. If you have leftover Lumina points, feel free to add any other damage or support Lumina you want. Now let's get into the playstyle and skill rotation of this build. When the fight starts, a couple of things will happen. Sciel will die and resurrect, applying burn and maximum break bar to all enemies, and giving 4 AP and 3 shield to all allies. Monaco will gain greater powerful, put himself at 1 HP and apply inverted to himself for a huge increase in damage. He will also gain 5 shields for a total of 8. Now your first turn will be with Sciel, and the only thing you need to do is use Dark Cleansing on any ally except Monaco to apply greater rush to the whole party. Next up is Verso. On his first turn, use his Radiant Slash to break all enemies, applying a greater defenseless, double mark and greater slow. For his second turn, use Overload to gain Perfection rank A, which will provide the damage buff to Monaco. Next up will be Monaco. On his first 2 turns, all you need to do is skip turn in order to remain in Almighty Mask and not waste your damage buffs. Passing 2 turns with Monaco without taking damage will also grant him a 40% damage increase buff due to the Joyaro weapon. Now, because all enemies have greater slow and all allies have greater rush, each of your party members will take another turn while the enemy is stunned. Up next will be Sciel again, and this time you will use her Fortune's Fury on Monaco to make him deal double damage on his next turn, and Intervention on Monaco just to skip Verso's unnecessary turn and finish the battle faster. Finally, Monaco's turn will come again and it's time to eliminate everything in front of you. Simply use the Sakapatate Fire skill, which will gain a damage increase from the Almighty Mask, and with all the other damage buffs should deal over 90 million damage. The final damage output will vary depending on if you trigger the Stay Marked Pictos in order to make the third hit also deal 50% increased damage from the Mark debuff. Using Roulette, the damage can reach 180 million at best and drop to 46 million at worst. Since the skill deals 3 hits, the chance of getting the worst outcome with Roulette is pretty low, so I do recommend using it. I will leave a link in the comments to the location for all weapons and Pictos mentioned in this video to make it easier for you to put this build together. That would be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments and if you'd like to see other builds. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.